In this extended look video from InfluenceWP, we are checking out a WordPress plugin called WP Grid Builder. And as it shows here on my screen, this is going to allow you to build advanced grid layouts with real-time faceted search for your e-commerce, blog, portfolio, and other types of websites. So for example, if you wanted to create a pretty grid layout with search and filter capability for your blog posts, or maybe for your product grids, things of that nature. That's what this plugin is going to allow you to do, and it does it in a very simple fashion. Before we poke around the website and then look at the actual solution together, just a quick bit of housekeeping. Extended look videos cover products and services that we have prior experience with. They show users our experience beyond the initial setup and anything else we would like to share. These videos are unedited, unofficial tutorials, but with tutorial aspects. These videos are not sponsored or paid for and contain no affiliate links. If you would like videos like this or other types of videos created for your business, go to influencewp.com/partners and request your free lifetime partner membership. Also, a little bit of transparency here. I've been using Grid Builder for several years, since it very first came out. And the grids that I built for my websites that are still in existence today were built with the old methodology, if you will, for the way Grid Builder used to work. Several versions ago, it underwent a complete overhaul, a complete change. While all of those grids seamlessly transferred over and I didn't have to do anything, the transparency here is that I have not had to create a grid from scratch using the new technology, if that makes sense. So while this is an extended look video, it sits somewhere between an extended look and a first look, because we're going to be doing a first look at the new technology. Okay. I'm going to try to recreate at a high level. I'm not going to recreate the whole thing, but like at a high level, something that I've already done, and see if we can just recreate that at a simple level. Okay. Because these videos are just meant to be higher touch videos, not full in-depth, polished, edited tutorials, if you will. Okay. So the website is wpgridbuilder.com. And as you see here on my screen, they're running, 3 days left. They're running a big summer sale. So check that out. Grid Builder is a partner of InfluenceWP. So when that sale's not going on, jump over to influencewp.com, go to the deals area, and find an exclusive deal for Grid Builder. Okay, so on my other screen, I have my other website pulled up with the work that I've done. I'm going to try not to reference it, but I've got it pulled up just in case. So let's poke around the website here quickly, and then we'll get over to the actual solution. So on the website, they give you some nice demos of how this is going to look, and it's really pretty. If you go up in the navigation, the menu, they give you some nice demos here where you can check out a few of those. On X, Twitter, the other day, somebody had mentioned that they had never even heard of this plugin before, and then they had some questions like, so actually some feedback for the developer of Grid Builder, and said, "Hey, the demos look great. I'm interested in your product, but we don't even know how it works." So that's got me moving this video up to the top of my list, because I wanted to get that out there to show them. Okay, we're just going to dive down here into the footer, as I like to do. They have an affiliate program. If you're interested in that, let's go to the About page. Let's go to the changelog. Let's check out the documentation. You can find them on Facebook and Twitter. Loic is the founder and great guy. Let's see if he's on the About page. Hopefully he is. Yep, there we go. No face, but we've got a bio here. So it'd be cool if Loic put a face with a name there, but this is still a good About page otherwise. All right, changelog. Yes, I love that there are dates in here. This is awesome. I typically just see the changelog from within the WordPress dashboard. Click on it. Don't really pay attention to the dates there, because I see that it's the latest version, obviously. But for those like looking at a changelog, like this is nice to see dates. It's very active, which is good to see. And then the documentation is really good. I know that firsthand. So he has you covered there. I'm going to move that over to my other screen. I don't think I'm going to need that, but just in case, I'll have that over there. Okay, let me think. Is there anything else we need to look at? Definitely check out the demos here. Then we've got some add-ons. So if you're a Bricks user, Pods, Beaver Builder, MetaBox, Oxygen, Elementor, there's a multilingual add-on. There's a caching add-on, a map facet, a LearnDash add-on. Okay, let's go ahead and check this out. Again, I have not done this in a long time. Once I set my grids up, they're kind of like set it and forget it for the most part. Obviously, pay attention to the change log and see if there's anything you need to tweak, but by and large, it's just ready to go. So let's go to plugins. I'm running the latest version of WordPress, the default 2025 theme. I've got WooCommerce enabled and WP Grid Builder, and I've got Grid Builder licensed. So it is premium at this point. And I'm just going to create a product grid and filters. Okay. So let's go over to WP Grid Builder. And I am licensed up. We don't need to really get into all of this, but we can import demos. That is a really, really cool thing. Obviously, they're showing us demos. It'd be nice if we can import them, and we can. So right from here, we can browse demos. And actually, that's just giving us the option to import them right there. So you can't browse them from there. So, which is kind of what that alludes to. This is more like, I would probably call this something else, but let's pull the website back over. Let's go to demos. Let's go to e-commerce. So maybe rather than me trying to recreate some stuff, why don't we just pull this in, save some time. Okay, so let's do that. All righty, we know what demo we want. Let's go browse demo. Let's uncheck everything. Let's check on the e-commerce demo, and let's just pick a card. If I recall, Amber is a good one. Let me look at my other site, see what card I'm using. Let's see, card. I don't know what card. Does it tell me? We'll just go with Amber. I'm not sure what card I'm actually using, and I don't know how to find that quickly. Maybe under styles. Okay, we'll just go ahead here. Wait, let me go to cards real quick. Cards, resources. Bear with me one second. I don't know how to figure out what the card is. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's go Amber. And if I recall correctly, let's just go with Amber. Let's ignore me. Let's go to facets. I thought I recall that the whole demo would just pull in with the card and everything, but I guess not. So let's just pull in all of the facets, the Amber style card, and then the e-commerce demo. Let me see here if on the website, if it shows the cards. So it doesn't look like it gets into the card demos. Maybe that's somewhere in the documentation. Okay, unless I'm just missing, I don't see how to view the actual card demos. That's fine. Okay, so once again, we're going to import the e-commerce demo, the Amber card style, and then we're going to do all the facets. All right, all 10 items have been imported. Let's exit out of there. Let's now go over here and click on grids. There we go. There's our e-commerce demo. And then we can go into that grid and further configure it up. So I'm going to do, right now it's going to pull in posts, 20 per page. We're not going to worry about the offset at this point. So I'm going to scroll down under posts. For post types, I'm going to undo post and I'm going to choose products. And I want the status to be published, but you see you have a lot of options here. Under post types, you have post, pages, media, products to start, and then all of the different post statuses. We're going to pull in from all authors. We're going to include all posts. We're not going to exclude any, but you see you have that options. You can ignore sticky posts. Under advanced settings, you can add basically advanced clauses to further filter out taxonomies and add clauses for custom fields. So as it shows here, show content associated with certain taxonomies, show content associated with certain custom fields. You can do that. Moving over to terms, we can further do it by taxonomy. So maybe we want to do like product tags, for example, or product categories. So you can do include, exclude again, hide empty items, adjust like childless terms. So limit resources to terms that have no children. So if you want to flatten that hierarchy. And then users, we can, again, by user role, include roles, exclude roles, include users, exclude users, has published posts. So you can get really fine grained with the stuff that you do here. Okay, so we're going to query posts again, products that are published. We're just going to go with all taxonomies for now. Let's go over to layout. I'm going to go metro, just so everything is the same size, if you will. And then you have the option to fill the entire browser width if you want. I'm just going to keep it at content width rather than full width. And then down here, you can adjust, how many columns, basically the responsive settings, if you will, like how many columns based on the screen size. So I'm going to roll with the defaults there. I'm not sure what's under advanced. Okay, here we go. Under advanced, you can literally build this out. So let's roll with the defaults, but like, let's say you wanted to put your facets here on the left-hand side. You could click that box and then choose your facet. And then you could add some padding, margin, things of that nature, background color, all kinds of really cool stuff. I'm going to see what this does out of the box. Because like I said, I have not used this new type of situation here. Normally, it's laid out just different than what I'm used to. So let's go ahead and go to carousel. We're not doing the carousel, but just know that you have that option to set up carousels. Here's the cards. It does say no card assigned, even though I chose a card on import. So let's go card assigned. Let's go choose Amber. Yeah, Amber's what we imported. So I'm going to choose that. Okay, this is what I wanted. I think I mentioned earlier. I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't. But Grid Builder is going to tell you if a card is incompatible with a certain layout. So Amber's not going to work in this case. So let's go ahead and just offset that. Let's go with the default card. Then you've got a conditions builder here. This thing is so granular and what you can do. Not going to get into all that. We're just going to keep all the conditions open. Sizing, can adjust the global size to all cards in the grid. How many column numbers do you want to have? Row numbers. Do you want to do animation? How you want to load it? Do you want to put like a loader, no loader, different types of loaders, all kinds of different color settings for backgrounds, overlays? There's just so much to it. We're going to roll with the defaults and just see what we get. I'm going to go to media, and then you can choose what is included in the cards. Let me go to my products. And I think this is just going to have a WooCommerce placeholder image in there. So let's see if that pulls in. So we're going to uncheck these, but you can obviously show gallery, video, audio. I'm going to uncheck all those because I'm not going to show any of those as part of my cards. I'm not going to check anything for the media. Let's just see if something comes in. You can adjust the thumbnail size, mobile size, desktop, mobile, aspect ratio, a default thumbnail. So if, like, for example, in my case, if I have a product that doesn't have an image assigned, you can assign a default thumbnail. Or maybe you have a website where you just want the same thumbnail for all of your images. And that's where you could set that up. That's a good fallback. So I kind of recommend setting that up, something with your branding in case you forget to set up a an image for your product, it's a nice fallback. So at least you have something there. Then down here, you've got lazy load image options. Um, think that through with the plugins, the optimization you have going on your site. Just if you're doing lazy loading by other means, by other plugins, other methods, think that through. Otherwise, I would just roll with the default and see if there are any issues. Obviously, test everything, test the performance, all of that. If you want to show a loading spinner, we'll go ahead and leave that. Do you want to blur the image? We will leave that. You can set a background color of the media and then the spinner color. Okay, there's just a lot. There's a lot that goes into this. Okay, let's go to advanced. Messages. Do you want to do a custom message if there's no content that meets like your search or filter results? Do you want to apply custom CSS somewhere to the grid or to the cards or to any part of Grid Builder? You can do that here. Do you want to add some custom JavaScript? You can do that here. And before you save, there is a preview option. So this is what our grid is going to look like to start. Not much going on there. So let's go back to query. We are querying products that are published by any author. So that all looks good. It's probably just because of our image. So let's pull in the first media content and see if that triggers it. No. All right, let's do this. Let's go set a default thumbnail. And preview that. There we go. So that's the issue. It's not wanting to pull from the WooCommerce placeholder images. So these right here, it's not wanting to pull from those. Okay, not a big deal. So let's go ahead and close the preview. Let's save it. Okay, so we know how our grid is going to look or kind of start to look. Now we need to place it somewhere so people can use it on the front end. So if you click this little shortcode icon right there, that's going to copy the shortcode of this grid to your clipboard. Another way that you can do it, let's go to add page. Call this my grid. You can use the block editor. So if you're not familiar with the block editor, you can do a slash, and then let's do a search for grid. So you can pull it in that way. And then you got to know kind of like what the name of your grid is. So that's one way to do it. Another option with the block editor is to go, let me undo some of this, is to go up here, click this plus symbol. You could do a search for grid builder, and that's going to give you your grid icon there. Quick note too is you don't have to use a grid. You can just use facets. So you can drag facets to any page and do select your facet and then do the filters and the style. You don't have to have a grid. So that's a very important point. All right, so I'm just going to do a slash shortcode, paste in my shortcode for my grid, and publish. Okay, let's view this page on the front end. There we go. Again, the default 2025 WordPress theme, that's going to impact what we are seeing here. But there is our grid. Well, we see we don't have any facets and anything in there. So let's go back to our grid, layout. Let's click on those advanced settings down here. Actually, we probably need to, let's go to facets. We should have facets. Yes, we imported those. Okay, let's go back to our grid. Layout, advanced settings. Let's add a facet here on the left-hand side. So we will do, let's do sort. How about that? Or yeah, let's do sort. We'll just do sort. Sort, there we go. Select that. We won't do any styling. We'll just leave it as is. So we see that dropped right in here. Let's do another one. Let's do reset. Okay, I'm going to move reset with there's a little drag option. I'm going to drag reset to the very top in case we need to reset our filters. It may also look good to put it at the bottom, but we'll put it at the top. And then you have all kinds of, you can drop anything in here. More facets, styles, whatever you want to do. It's just Super, super powerful stuff. All right, let's save. View on the front end. There we go. So now we have our reset option. Let's do product order. Let's sort by oldest to newest. You kind of see them arrange. If these were legitimate products, they'd have different images, they'd have different published dates, all of that type of thing, and be easy to see all of this. Okay, but just trust me that it works. By title, ascending, descending, by newest. Let's say you've done some filtering and you just want to reset. Click the reset button, and all of this can be very, very easily styled. All right, whether you need to add manual CSS, as I showed you here, or there's also in the top right here, there's a styles option. You can import more demos, but that's not really what I wanted to see there. Let's go import. Let's go styles. Let's import another card. Import demos. Let's import all cards. What I typically do is I just import everything because it's all going to come in really fast. And do this on a test site though. Don't do this in a production because I'm just like that. I don't like to just overload anything into a production site. I like to test it first, keep everything lean and mean, but let's just import everything. See how fast it imports? Okay, let's go back to the grid. Let's go back to our e-commerce demo. Let's go to cards and let's just start choosing cards. Let's go. I wish there was like something, at least something in the drop down there, but there's not. Okay, let's go cards. Let's go this. Let's try. Oh, so here we go. So you see where it says type, you can filter. We're using Metro. So that's what's available. So I'm going to choose this, a gate card. There you go. You start to see everything change, right? But yeah, you just got to look at the demos. I mean, the demos are going to get you. Let's pull that demo back over here. You just adjust the card. Each card is going to give you different things. And once you get into the card, let's say you really like that a gate card. What you can do is edit that. You can also duplicate it. Okay, duplicate that card so you keep that initial agate card fresh if you need to revert back. But let's say you're not doing that, you just want to edit it. Once you get into that card, then you can do all sorts of things like add more columns, the block editor essentially, right? So stack, button, paragraph, click browse all, you get all of these block type things here. Sorry about that. Okay, all kinds of really cool things you can do inside the card. And you can place it in all different areas. You get down here, you can hard set a heading. Maybe I want to bring over, I'm trying to think here. Maybe I want to bring over a cart button, drop that in, style that up, do the alignment, drag that wherever you want to drag it, that sort of thing. It's like working with the block editor. Up here, you can see your different views, what that's going to look like on responsive modes. You can manually hard set breakpoints if you want. It's just a million things you can do with this thing. Okay. So let's just say, so that's the post title. Let's keep that add to cart in there. I do want to align that, but we won't get caught up in that. I'm just going to leave it right there. Let's click that. I think there's a way to style this. I know there's a way to style it. I'm just blanking right here. See, there we go. Okay, there we go. So we got the button selected over here on the right-hand side. We've got all kinds of things, interactions, whether it's on click. I'm not going to get into all this. I could be here forever doing this. It's just a million things you can do. But let's set a background to the button. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Color, background. Here we go. Let's just do blue. That looks fine. Let's save. Now let's go refresh our grid. It's really small, and that's a WordPress thing. I wish. Let me see. Let me go over here. Let's go template full width. Okay, there we go. So that gives us some more real estate. You get the idea. Let's do, just to show you the layout, let's go back to layout. Let's just do one column just so you can see this really big. So we're going to set, instead of four columns per row, let's just do one. There we go. So you can see this really big. Actually, let's go back. Let's do two. There we go. Okay, there you go. So that's a better view. Okay, so here I can take the time to style all this up, but we're not going to do that. But here you see the post names dynamically pulled in. It's our product name. Down here, we see some tags, some taxonomies are taking place. This is pulling from the default product category that I have. Obviously, you can put others in here, whether it's categories, tags, whatever your taxonomy may be. This works with advanced custom fields, for example. And we looked at all of that earlier, but let's go to Grid Builder. Again, add-ons, bricks, pods, beaver builder, meta box, oxygen, elementor, multilingual, caching, map, facet. But yeah, it'll pull from ACF. But there we go. So that's it. Let's say they want to add this product to their cart. Boom, view cart, get the idea. But pretty much anything you can dream up as far as a grid and facets, you can do it. Move stuff around wherever you want. Super, super cool stuff. Anything you can pretty much dream up for your facets and search and filtering. Okay, I think you get the idea. I think you see what's possible. Again, if you're using some of these other products, bricks, pods, Elementor, Beaver Builder, any of those, it's going to have different things available with those. Like Elementor, for example, they're going to give you a widget for Grid Builder. So you can drop that into a page, select your grid, your facet, whatever, just as one example. But yeah, you can style all of this stuff up. The demos are amazing. Cards are amazing. Facets, get in here and get into your facets. Like, let's say you want to, let's go to that where's that reset? Where's the initial reset? Let's go over here. So I've imported the demos twice. That's why they're in here. So we can edit the facets, and you can do stuff like what happens with these facets. What's the behavior? Change the label, the conditions. You can totally customize this however you want. Change the slug, change the facet title. Here they give you the class if you want to style it up. Okay. I think you guys get the idea. Go through the demos, check it out. So you don't have to start from scratch. Let's look at a couple of these real quick. Portfolio demo. Let's say you want to look at animals. Boom. Really nice animation. Really nice pagination here. To load more, let's go over to the blog demo. Really nice here. You could do a search. Let's sort by hack category. There we go. Some nice animation. Sort by specific authors, sort by specific dates. Okay, here you're getting a good look at some of how the cards can look, and you have full customization of all of the cards. You can do whatever it is you want. Let's go over to the last demo. Let's go to map demo. So let's say you want to find a property that is $50 to $314 per night. You can change that. We need 4 people to be able to stay there. I'm looking just for an entire house. And I'm looking for something in this particular area. And there we go. Again, you can see how cool these cards can look. We've got a little lightbox action here. We can get into a gallery. Really, really wicked stuff. And then, of course, the map functionality. Search as I move the map. So if you've ever used like Airbnb or Vrbo or something like that, you get the idea. Okay, guys, there it is. WPGridBuilder.com. I'd like to thank WP Grid Builder for being a partner. And again, jump on that summer sale. It ends in 3 days. If you happen to miss it, influencewp.com/deals. Find the deals area and get an exclusive deal for Grid Builder. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you all in the next one.